For us, it's about focusing on ourselves and getting the aspects of our game right and our game plan right and sticking to it. And we know what they bring. They've a very good back line, good set piece, good offloading game. They've a lot of lads that stepped up and played Six Nations and done well, and their confidence is obviously very high. They're top the Premiership at the moment, so we're under no illusions what they have to offer. But luckily for us, like I was saying earlier, we've played them a few times and we kind of know what they're about. So it's refreshing what we've spoken about in the past. Yeah, I grew up in a huge rugby family. Would have watched Munster from probably the time I was born. So I'm very aware of European rugby as a whole and this competition and the history that teams have in it. But at the end of the day, everyone wants to be European champions, and you see teams like La Rochelle who want to build their own history. So this competition's huge for, I think, every team out there. Yeah, like for Munster throughout history, it's always been a big position. There's always been great players there, and for me, it's about taking the jersey, and we speak about putting it in a better place, and that's where I want to leave it. I want to be remembered with the likes of the people who have gone before me. So yeah, that's another huge motivating factor. And growing up playing 8, they were always lads I could look up to, and I suppose to be wearing it is a dream come true. But as I said, just to be wearing it isn't enough. I want to put it in a better place than I got it.
RG trained today. He trained really well. He had a little bit of a virus over the weekend, and he reported back for training today, and he got through a lot of work. So we very hopeful around RG. With Calvin, he's a little bit further behind, so we'll just have to wait and see how he goes over the next couple of days. What was obvious from the very start was the talent he had and his ability, his calmness, his decision making, his work ethic, and through that sort of application to his game, he's improved over the years. And like every player needs that plays well into their 30s, and he will need a little bit of luck with injury as well. And Connor has had his injuries, but he's responded so well to them, come back, and he's had a tremendous career for Munster, Ireland, the Lions. One of the best players certainly that I played with, and of the last 25 years, you'd have to say, incredible talent. I think it's a great challenge. They're a very, very good attack. We know that from playing against them the last couple of years. They're really well put together. They've got special players like Alex Mitchell. They've got power players like Augustus, Landon. Courtney Laws comes to mind. Really, really good players who are handfuls. You look at the talent that Finn Smith at 10 has. So there's challenges right across the park. We just have to concentrate on ourselves. We've been pretty good this season. We've, I think, the lowest amount of tries conceded in our own domestic league, and we have to fall back on things like that. Trust our principles, trust our decision making, and bring a little bit of physicality and energy to it. And we'll be well in the mix, hopefully. Yeah, very pleased with our young players, and Jack's a very good example of a guy who's, head down. His ability to learn, his ability to take on information, his bounce back in terms of making mistakes, which all young players will make and continue to make. And his appetite for the game is tremendous. And, you just saw a different quality from him, in terms of how he took his stride the other night. That ability just to find a way, weave his way through, show a little bit of physicality to get an important touchdown for us. And that's, it's a great quality. But Jack has that, and he's now a player that has played, I'm not sure exactly, but around 10 tests for Ireland. And, that experience is invaluable to him. And since he's come back, I've been really impressed by the way he's come back into the group. He's quietly gone about his business. and in an authoritative way, and has really set the standards, and he's been excellent the last couple of days. Yeah, it's a big challenge. Like, set piece rugby in Europe is huge. You know, that big focus, the amount of minutes we put into practice. Yeah, certainly we'll be going to Northampton with that in, you know, the forefront of our minds again, and around scrum, maul, line out, you know, close quarter stuff. And it's a challenge because they have a big, aggressive pack, you know, with players like Ludlam and Courtney Laws, Landham, the hooker. You know, they're really strong players, and you know, there is definitely an area where we have to, you know, put in a really big shift.